In this GeoTime video, we're going to take a look at how to validate and clean up GPS data. This GPS data was taken off of an ordinary commercial tracker, which was used to track wildlife. Here we can see that the raw data has been loaded up into Microsoft Excel from the CSV file that was downloaded off the tracker. This data file could also be in an Excel file format, KML, or GPX. Starting off from Excel, we're going to send the data across to GeoTime. The data we're sending across is the ID of the tracker, the date, the time, and the lat and long positions. Here we can see that a number of our lat long positions are 0, meaning the GPS device did not get a correct reading. We're still going to bring those events across into GeoTime. To send it across, we're going to simply use the Excel add-in for GeoTime and send this worksheet across. We're going to do a quick import of our data into GeoTime here so that we can start taking a look at the raw GPS data. This data will show us where we had incorrectly positioned locations. Great, our data's been imported into GeoTime. We've got a couple of warning messages here that tell us there's a problem with certain locations. But we're going to go ahead and close that window so we can take a look at where the problems are within GeoTime's 3D map viewer. Looking at the data, we can tell right away that there's some problems with the locations. The animals that we recorded were down here in the Nevada desert. But we can see from the data that there are event locations that happen all over the map. The first thing we're going to want to do is to remove these incorrectly located events. I'm just going to quickly select these events and remove them from my analysis. Now let's go ahead and fit the data. You can see here I've got one more location that I need to remove. Now that I've got all these invalid locations removed, let's take a look at the movement of these animals over time. Here in the calendar view, you can see the time range starting at January 1st at the top here, going all the way down to December 1st. This allows us to see the movement of these animals over time based on their GPS positions. Looking over here on the right-hand side, we can see that we missed one improperly coded location. This is another area where the GPS device did not get a good reading. I'm going to go ahead and just remove those quickly from our analysis. And that should do it. Now we can take a look at the movement of our animals and start to perform some analysis work. You can see here in the midsection between April and September 1st is where we get the most movement between these animals. In this case, I want to take a look for any meetings between animals. So I'm going to use one of GeoTime's pattern finding tools called the Meeting Finder. It's real simple to set up. I simply have to put in the time range in which I'm looking for, the maximum distance that I want to have these animals meeting into, and click OK. I'm going to run this on all the data and see what kind of results it returns. GeoTime has found 44 results. Let's take a look at the first one. Here we can see a meeting between two different animals. These animals, it looks like, come into contact several times. This meeting occurred just after August 14th. Let's take a look at the next meeting. Here's another meeting that occurred just at the beginning of June, and we can see that these two animals as well also seem to come into contact on a fairly frequent basis. These techniques can help you get the most out of the GPS tracking data that you're working with.